If you're late, you get to the mess as soon as possible, grab your food, run to the class.
The classes start sometimes at 8:30 or 9:30 and they last till 4:30 or 5:30.
Student life at Bennett for me is pretty hectic, but because I enjoy everything I do, it's fun most of the time.
We get free by 5:30. We're done for the day by 5:30, and after that is our time.
So the mess is basically the hub of Bennett University. Every student after the classes, before the classes, evening time, be it day, be it morning, be it dinner time, you're going to find majority of the students sitting inside the mess, basically hanging out with their friends.
When I'm just free, so I can go up to the music room to jam up with someone.
In the last 8 months, for which I've lived in the hostel, I've changed completely. It's like I've become independent, I do my stuff on my own. Basically, I don't have mom around, so everything falls onto me.
It really helps me build myself into the person I want to be.
We have a football ground, we have lawn tennis courts, we have basketball courts, we have badminton courts, we have a swimming pool, we have an entire gym, and I try to utilize the max out of it. This is me, and this is my university, Bennett University.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the first episode of the webinar series. Explore the world of opportunities at Bennett, unlock the admissions for 2023 and 24. My name is Anirban Das, and I have been joined today by my co-host and colleague, Ms. Kusum Bungla, and we both represent the admissions department at Bennett University. As the name suggests, over this period of series of webinars, we'll be discussing about various opportunities that are available and provided at Bennett University. And we'll also discuss about the admission process for the upcoming session 2023 and 24. We'll be talking about the application process, the admission process, the courses and the curriculum, the scholarships that are offered at Bennett, the various opportunities in terms of internship and placements, and we'll also discuss about the infrastructure, campus life, and student activities. But today, being the first session of this episode of a webinar series, we'll be talking about the first stage and the most crucial stage of getting into a university. Yes, we'll be talking about the application process in detail, and we'll also be discussing about the various stages involved in filling up of the application form and getting your registration done at Bennett. And for that purpose, may I invite Kusum to kindly take over and help us in understanding the various stages in application process and filling up of the application form. Over to you, Kusum.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome and good evening. So here I am presenting you a presentation about step-by-step process for the application. So I'm sharing my screen. Please wait a minute. Yes. So yes, the first episode is about understanding application process. Application process. So as you can see that first, okay. So first step is registration. So you can go to the through official website, which is www.bennett.edu.in. You get this page and you can click here, apply now button. Hello. Apply now button. Okay, then you can get, as you can see that admission process open is 2023-2024, and here you have to put your name, candidate name, candidate email address, your mobile number, which is working mobile, so that you can get the OTP. Select the program. Here you can get the drop down where you have to select the interest of this program which you are interested in. Then select the state and select the city. And then you have to agree for the receive information from the Bennett University for the process of application later on. You get this page, and this is how do you apply for register for that. Once you done the registration and you complete your registration, the candidate will be receive a login link in the email ID like this. So you can click here and log in directly to the dashboard. Right? So log in the dashboard. Here you can see that the different programs where you can apply. So this is the application. So you can get directly choose program and apply over here. This is the page of the application form, which is the second step, enter basic details. First, student first name, student middle name, student last name, mobile number, email address, date of birth, gender, nationality, category, quota, and examination. As you can see that the star over here, it is a mandate fields. So you have to mandatory to fill this without a fail so that you can proceed for the next step. Now select the stream and specialization on the same page in basic details. So here you have to choose the stream, which is I choose the BTech program. So you have to preference over give the first preference, second preference, and third preference. As well, your specialization preferences. Like for example, you applied your interested preference is in stream is BTech Computer Science 14 specialization. Choose a specialization you're interested in artificial intelligence. As so on, as you're interested for the preference 2, which is BTech Mechanical Engineering and 6 specialization, you can also choose a specialization and preferences, which is aerospace engineering. So vice versa, this is the mandatory fields. As you can see that the red star. So you have to fill that so that you can move forward to next step. Now, the same page, you have to address your enter your address details as well, which is like country, state, district, city, address line 1 or 2 if you have long address, and pin code. And yes, if you have two addresses, like your permanent address is different and correspondence address is different, then you have to mention both. If they are the same, then you have to just only one address. Then you can move forward to next step, which is the third step, payment of application fees. So you can also review here, back for the review payment and details. Here you can submit your payment, which is application form. Bennett University is 1200. Apply and make the payment. UPI, credit and debit you can pay through. Once you're done with the payment, you will get the step 4, which is enter academic details. 10th school name, 10th state name, city name, board name. Like for example, some student having the UP board examination, and most of the student having also CBSE board. Marking scheme, whatever percentage they get, and year of passing. Then 12th school name, 12th state name, 12th city names, and the board examination and status and year of passing. For example, if you not completed your 12th stream, but you're pursuing right now, so you have to mention here pursuing. As you can see again, a reminder star, which is a red star. It is a mandatory field, so you have to complete without a fail so that you can move forward to next step. Otherwise, you'll be stuck and the page will not continue for the fail. This is the same page academic details. For example, if you are giving any of the entrance examination like SAT, JEE, CUT, any of the examination for the BTech program, or if you are applying for some other examination as well, you can mention over here and you can click over there. Later, you have to give your parent and guardian details, which is mandatory. So as you can see that father's name, father's mobile number, email address, and occupation. Thirdly, and in the same page, you have to, how did you come to know about Bennett University, that you can mention over here, as if you have seen through the newspaper, you have seen social media, or you got through the website as well. You can mention over here and go for the next step. This is the final and fifth step, upload documents. Right. So refer the details if you, you have referred by the Bennett University student. So I just wanted to tell you there's not please note that there's no relaxation on this selection process or policies and norm. Okay, this is important. So you just have to mention so that we have idea regarding that. And also if you, is your parents currently working with Times Group company, or are you refer by any Times Group, you have to mention also. This is a mandatory first. Okay. Once you're done with all this, you have to upload your documents, your passport size photograph, your 10th mark sheet, your 12th mark sheet, and your any of the entrance examination which you wanted to upload, you can upload over here. So this is, you can see that 100% complete mandatory fields is important. If you cannot do that, your application will not submit. Once you're done with it, that the application form looks like this. You can take a printout or you can have also, if you are not taking printout, it is available in your dashboard, and you get the email for the same as well. And you will get a unique application number for the same. Thank you for your time. I hope I make you better understanding regarding the application process at Bennett University. Over to you, AD sir.
Right. Thank you so much, Kusum, for giving us a wonderful explanation about the entire process of application. In fact, it started from registration to the application form. And in fact, you've shown the dashboard at the end where the student can actually download a copy of the application form and get the printout whenever it is necessary. So thank you once again. You've given us a wonderful explanation. I'm sure the parents or the students will be watching this session of YouTube. They would have a clear idea about going by the filling up of the application form. Now, we'll move forward to the next segment of this particular episode of webinar. I'm sure Kusum has received a lot of questions, the frequently asked questions that are being posted to us, and you have already segregated the most relevant ones. So I would request Kusum, if you can just place few of the questions in front of me so that when I answer these questions, the doubts, whichever is there in the mind, if there is little doubt, it will be cleared after the discussion of the questions or the frequently asked questions. Over to you, Kusum, with the questions.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, we do have frequently asked questions from the students, parents, and they keep asking that kind of questions. So I definitely request you for the same so that you can answer them, right? So my first question from the student is, sometime due to the internet connection or, due to the technical glitch, can they not able to fill the application, or they did it incomplete, right? So they have the scenarios like, did I start all over again for the process? What they can do that?
Right. So this is a common thing that can happen to anyone and everyone, internet glitches, or maybe because of power cut, or there could be an emergency call that a student needs to attend, or there could be an emergency or insurgency at our home where the student have to leave the application form in the middle and log out. Now, what you need to do is, as Kusuma has mentioned while she was explaining to you about the registration and application process, that once you have registered yourself, you will get an email which will have all the details of your login, and the login tab or the login link will be given to you. So if you have unfortunately left a form incomplete and you have left it, and again in the next day or after a week you want to complete the form, you just need to go back to that particular mail and click on that login tab. Once you click on that login tab, what will happen is automatically our server is designed in such a way you would be redirected to the last or the unfinished page, or maybe the last saved page where you had left the last time. It could be the payment page, If you have made the payment, it could be the next page, which is uploading of documents. So it will direct you to the next page or maybe the last save page, and you can start from there itself instead of going from all over once again. So you don't need to fill another form. You can straight away start from the last form. And let me tell you one more thing. If you leave any form incomplete, we have a competent team of admissions who will actually call you, or you would receive mails and SMS that you have left your form incomplete, kindly complete your form. So you would be getting tinkers from Bennett, which will help you to complete your form. If you forgot that, okay, I was filling up a Bennett form, you will get tinkers and you can completely come back and start afresh from that particular page itself. So it is a very well-designed server that we have where you find no difficulties. Yeah, the next question.
Thank you. On the follow of the same question, actually, sometime, the amount is deducted from their account, okay, but still they cannot be able to move forward to complete the application. Then what will they do?
Okay, now this is something again which might happen to everyone or anyone because of internet problems, because of bank server issues. Your amount gets deducted a lot of times, and or you are stuck in that page. You're not able to go to the next page where you can do upload of documents or any other step next. Now there are two ways of going by it. One is if your amount is deducted and if you have received it, and because of some server errors, you're not able to move forward. You just need to wait for 48 hours. Maximum is 72 hours, and if you log in after 48 hours, you'll automatically find that if we have received the amount as Bennett University, you will be redirected to the next page automatically. Or if it is a problem with the bank server, not a problem with our server, the amount gets deducted and still it hasn't reached us, and that's why we are not able to go to the next page. What will happen is, again, you need to wait for 48 hours or 72 hours. You will get the amount refunded to you. Now that happens with any third-party payments that you do. If you make an UPI payment or anything, the amount gets refunded back to your card, or if you have made an UPI payment to the particular UPI segment of your bank, it gets refunded. So there are two ways. Again, I'd like to inform and clarify. One, if we have received, it will be redirected to the next page in 48 to 72 hours. If we haven't received it, the money will be paid back to you via your bank, and again you can start from that payment page. Still, if you find any difficulties, I'll give you one email ID, which is obviously the backend email ID of Bennett, which is info@bennett.edu.in. I'll repeat once again, info@bennett.edu.in. You can mail us with all the details, and we will check and definitely get back to you with any solution to the problems that you face. So yes, your amount is safe, and it will be either credited back to you or you will be directed to the next step.
Okay, that's the great help and great information for the student. Those are, afraid about the directing amount. My next question to you, like if the candidate make a mistake, during the filling of the application, like program name, and sometimes the address filling is incorrect, right? And they submitted the application. How we, like basically the Bennett University rectified that mistake, first of all?
Okay, now the point is, there are two ways of going by it. Number one is, obviously, if you have not completed your form, and if you have made a mistake against maybe a spelling mistake of your name, your parents' name, your address, school, etc., or maybe your marks that you will put. Now, if you have not submitted the form, you can obviously go back and edit it. So it's very easy. You can go back to the previous page and edit it. But if you've submitted your form and then while you have downloaded the PDF, you find that, oh, I've made a mistake in my father's name, or maybe I've made a mistake in my school address or school name, for that matter of fact, your own address, and you want to rectify it, all you need to do is you can attach the PDF that I think Kusum has mentioned and mail it across to us at the same mail ID, info@bennett.edu.in, or admissions@bennett.edu.in. So you can mail it at admissions@bennett.edu.in also, or info@bennett.edu.in, and very nicely write your name. Obviously, write your application number, which is important. If you attach your application form, that's even better. And what you need to do is mention what needs to be rectified. So if it is your name, if it is your address, if it is your contact details, mention that previously I made a mistake. This is what I want to be there in the form. So our backend team again will take approximately 72 hours and they will rectify and get back to you. But if you want to change your course, now that is not possible right now. That is not possible. Maybe you can write us a mail, because that's not a mistake. Because while you select your course, as Kusum has mentioned, you select it from a drop down. So we cannot treat that as a mistake. Now, if you want to change your course, that's a different process. But if you want to make changes in your name, spelling, etc., that can be done easily. Right? So that's how you go by it.
Okay. And my basically on the FAQs also, right now, that 12 students filling up the application for undergrad course, right? But most of the students having the same question because they did not given the examination of 12. So after the board results, how will they can upload or update their 12th mark sheet or scorecard in the application process?
Right. And now this is another very, very relevant question that any student is going to face who are appearing for class 12 boards. Not only for class 12 boards, if you're appearing for the SAT, Kusuma has mentioned the national level exams like JE, NEET, etc., CLAT, etc. So right now you would be writing as pursuing. Once your results are out, what you need to do is we would be updating your dashboard. All you need to do again is log in with the same user ID and password, or the form number and password, the mail that we had told you, which Kusum has mentioned, that once you registered you get a link. So all you need to do is log in again, and in your dashboard, which will be your first step when you log in your dashboard, you will find an option coming as update class 12 marks, or update JE marks, update CLAT marks. You just need to click on that particular tab and you would be directed to the page where you can update and write new marks. For example, if you have given class 12 boards and you've given your paper for rechecking, in that case also, whatever marks you've put after the rechecking marks have come out, you can definitely put in a separate marks. You can do that through that link by clicking on update class 12 marks, which would be available only after class 12 results are out, not now. Right now, you will have to fill it as pursuing. Once the class 12 board results are out, we automatically will send you a message or an email saying that update your marks. The link is updated. So you just need to log in and click on that. You can update your marks easily. That's how convenient the process of Bennett University is. Mind you, why this is important, why everybody has to update your marks is because, as I've told you, Bennett offers handsome amount of scholarships to all the students, especially who are meritorious. So it's not only the criteria has to be fulfilled, but also the scholarships are an incentive. So if you update your marks properly, it might happen that we will give you a new offer letter and you will get scholarships if you're eligible for it. So updation of marks is important, which everybody has to do. Right. The next question.
Okay, so as many students can fill up the multiple forms for the universities right now, right? So, for example, somebody is interested in BCA program and also interested for the BTech program at the same time. So they can fill the application form for the both or separately.
See, there are again two ways, as Kusum has mentioned while she was mentioning the fact that when you choose your course, there are 2 or 3 options given to you. So you can select BTech Computer Science and Engineering as one option with a specialization of AI. Then you come to the second option and select BTech Mechanical or select BCA. So you can choose option 1, option 2, option 3. Kusum has already mentioned in her PPT that you can do. But if you want, as Kusum has mentioned, if you are not sure about 2 courses, like your first option could be BTech CSE, and again, you're not sure, you might also take up BTech Mechanical or BCA right now. So it's better and it's advisable that you apply for 2 separate forms, right? 2 separate forms, so that what happens is both the courses have different eligibility, both the courses have different criteria of scholarship too. So if you apply for 2 separate forms, you would get an opportunity of getting selected for 2 courses simultaneously. But if you apply for 1 form and then you decide to change your course, it might happen by the time you've decided to change your course, my seat for the other form is already filled. So it's always advisable to fill up 2 separate forms if you're interested in 2 separate courses. But I would again like to mention to you one thing: for one particular course, you cannot fill up 2 forms. In fact, you should not. If you fill up 2 forms, our system might as well take it, but it will be treated as a duplicate form and we will only see your first application form for that course. So do not apply for single course twice. If you're looking to apply for multiple courses, it is available at Bennett. You can apply for as many undergraduate courses as you wish, and we'll take it forward, whichever is your first preference.
Okay. My last questions to you. Basically, most of the student is having the query also during the application form, like, is that application amount is refundable or transferable? So it is possible or not?
Well. No, this is not possible at all. Now, you might be applying for 5, 6, 7 different universities at one time, and you will be studying only in one. What will happen to the rest of the forms? Yeah, will be a risk. It will be a loss of money if you treat it, but then this risk is worth taking. So once you apply for Bennett University, this application form, if you have paid for it, is not refundable at any cost, even if you do not take admissions at Bennett. If you have applied for Bennett and if you have filled up the application form and you don't want to go for the admission process, still it is not refundable. If you have paid the fees for the form and then you have not completed your form, and again you come back to us saying that I have not completed my form but I have paid for it, return my money back. Absolutely not. So in fact, in the home page of the application form, if you go through the guidelines and the terms and conditions, it is quite clearly mentioned that the amount paid for the application form is non-refundable. Secondly, it is not transferable too. It will not happen that you've applied for Bennett University, but you don't want to go ahead with admissions, or you might have been rejected by Bennett, so you want to transfer your form to your friend or your brother. It is not possible. So individuals are treated as an application ID. So your application ID is unique against your name. So you cannot ask for a money refund, or you cannot ask for a transfer of that application form against your friend or brother. It is not possible at all. Right? Okay.
Okay.
So I think.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the queries. It is very important to ask from your side, and thank you for the answers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kusum. I think your presentation, which you've given, the PPT, which I'm sure the students would be going through again and again, because this session would be there in YouTube. The various stages you mentioned, right from registration to step 1, 2, 3, 4, and the discussions that we had right now, I'm sure all the students and the parents and whoever is willing to apply with Bennett University, whoever would watch this particular episode, I'm sure all the doubts would be clear related to the application process. And it's been overwhelming that we have received a lot of applications last year too. We could only afford to take in a handful of students because that's the number of availability of seats. And we wish that the application for this year also would come up, because most of the applications are going live within this month end, or maybe by the beginning of the new year. In fact, BTech and other course applications are already live. And with that, we'll come to the end of this particular webinar. We'd like to thank all the students and the parents and the audience who will be watching us in this YouTube session. And I'd like to inform you that every week, normally we'll come up with this webinar series of exploring the opportunities available at Bennett and unlocking admissions 2023 and 24, where I told you in the beginning, we'll be discussing about each topic in details. Today, me and Kusum had discussed about the application process, and I'm sure all the discussions that we have done so far would be definitely easy and taken up by the students who would look to go forward for admissions at the 2023 and 24 session. With that, I would like to thank Kusum for being a wonderful co-host of mine. I would like to thank the entire team of Bennett University and also the audience. Until we meet again for the next time, take care. Stay safe, and this is for all the students who are appearing for the Class 12 boards and the coming session 2023. Best of luck from Bennett University. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.